Let's go for a walk and talk. So, right now I'm on this long road. I'm going to an event that's at it's like a restaurant slash kind of hotel, okay? Anyways, so I have to walk this long road, so I just thought I'd take you along with me so that we can basically have a walk and a talk, and as well as I'll show you, the sights and the sounds. So, what I wanted to talk to you all about is not everything is what you see or hear, okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this up because I've experienced a couple of things in my life, and as well as I've noticed sometimes in the comment section when people, have their opinions and things like that to say, whether it's about me or it's about the subject, about a video that I've put out, right? I think sometimes they tend to say things that either they're missing information, you know. Hey,
For your own safety, walk on the other side of the road, please. Highway code states walk towards the traffic, not against it.
okay,
Because you cannot see what's coming behind you. So you need to walk in front of the traffic. So you have to be on this side of the road.
okay,
Alright?
all right,
That's for your own safety, my dear.
all right.
Okay.
Well, I will walk on this side. But anyways, so like I was saying, even though she kind of has a point, but you know, I will say this in my humble opinion. Yes, she's right, but it's not an exact science because, for example, I can see the people that are driving on the opposite side, but the people can also see me. But the thing is it all boils down to when they're driving on the side that, how can I put this? When they're driving on the side, that's the opposite. It's the judgment. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's the judgment of if they're going to drive away from me or close to me or whatever. You see? Now, versus if I'm on the opposite side where people are coming this way, you clearly could see me and you clearly can pass me. You see what I'm saying? And unless you're going to be a son of a bitch and you are just intentionally going to hit me, then, it is what it is, right? But at the same time, the person can also pass me as well, from watching me. You see what I mean? So I kind of have a, shall we say, that's kind of subjective, but that's just my opinion. So you see, folks, that's just a perfect example of not everything is what you think it is or what you seem to see or hear. It could be, right? So just like with the taxi driver who stopped to, show her concern, and shout out to the taxi driver, but my point of view in that was to say, it's sort of a subjective because, for example, if you've noticed back there, there's like some sharp turns. And if someone decides, they're going to be driving fast and I'm at a blind spot, you got seconds to react. You know what I'm saying? Versus if I'm on the opposite side of the blind spot, you're going to see me. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by sometimes it's not always what you think or not always what you see. So that's why for me, I just felt like, all right, that was subjective. But at the same time, I was like, all right, you know what? Let me walk on this side of the street. But to be honest, I don't feel quite as secure because unfortunately with this road, there's a couple of spots where it's a blind spot. And unfortunately with those blind spots, there's no way to tell who's ever driving. They're going to be driving fast or they're driving the speed limit. There's no way to tell on those blind spots. So you literally have seconds before the person swings the corner, and hopefully they'll see me within the seconds that, you know, they're driving. So that's my point. Anyways. So let me be specific in what I'm talking about, all right? So, for example, I noticed that, like, for example, in the comments, right? Sometimes a person will watch my content, you know, and by the way, thank you for viewing the content. But in case you see me looking about, it's not that I don't want to look at you, it's just I'm also trying to pay attention to the road and I can see the cars and I want to make sure. But anyways, all right, so I digress. Anyways, so so I've noticed sometimes in the comments that people will say things that they make blind assumptions, for lack of a better term, as far as I'm concerned. And it's no fault of theirs sometimes because, you know, sometimes you can only go by what you see and what you hear. And so because of that, you're going to obviously make a blind assumption. And why do I say it's a blind assumption? Because, you know, remember when anybody is doing video, right? Especially when it's only like a couple of minutes, or especially when, you know, you're not seeing the exact situation unravel or unfold or being told or whatever it is, you really can't come up with a, shall we say, solid assessment of what has happened, or shall we say, a solid assessment to say, here's what I think. Because you could be missing parts of the story, or you could be missing parts of the details. So this is where using your critical skills comes into play, because sometimes you got to think outside the box, or maybe just try to be objective and see it from both sides, and then you could say here's the middle, right? Now if you're going to be biased, then it is what it is. But just remember, with being biased, you could be wrong too. And once you're proven wrong, own up to it, okay? And be accountable for the fact that you were wrong.